Welcome to Sound Healers Tarot. It's been ages since I did the last reading, and yeah, let's do a soul song blessing in the beginning, just to ground ourselves and to really kind of get into the space. Yes, if you'd like to close your eyes. Hey, Heaonga shiwang yu. Heaonga shiwang yu. You. You. Okay, so let's start with the current energy. We moved through a phase where the sun was in the zodiac sign of Aries, and Aries is a fire sign. It's a cardinal sign, which means it creates new beginnings. And so this means when in the circle of the zodiac signs we enter Aries season, it's a new beginning. So you can kind of just feel in your own field, what is it that's a new start for you. And this doesn't always have to be dramatic. It doesn't always have to be like I don't know the word, loud, or yeah, with fireworks. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's something deep inside of you that's a reset, that's a new start. And what I was observing in my field and also in the environment is that, interestingly, in a fire sign season, people, and especially women, are coming back more back to themselves, like grounding or balancing in a certain way. For example, people who are very, very much outdrawn and like very much focused on the energy or attention from outside, really withdraw from the public, let's say, a little bit. Yeah. So it's like as if for the first time you found a home inside of yourself, or a home inside of your home. And in the spiritual sense, your home, is symbolic for your heart. So if you're very outgoing, you always like need to go outside, or meet people, and so on and so on. It might be a shift in you, that you like to be with yourself more, that you kind of not cut the cords to relationships you had, but you are much more picky about who you want to meet and who you don't want to meet. And very important for us is to see that there's no judgment at all. If this is a phase that woke you up and you are more outgoing, then this is perfect for you, because we all live in our own cycles of development and evolvement. Our soul develops in cycles. Everything develops in cycles. Everything is cyclic, or in waves. Yeah. This is a very beautiful and soft pattern, and it's only our mind that always says like, oh, this isn't right, and look at her or look at him, he's in this kind of phase, and then we doubt ourselves. And this is just a pattern. Basically, in the center of what it is, it's competitive patterns, really. Competitive patterns, because we live in a competitive world. And I mean, it's really heart touching, and for me it's heart touching and very important, because now we have the opportunity to rise above these patterns, because in our heart and soul we're not competitive beings, and we are all longing for the deeper knowing that we are okay and all right, the way we are. Not even all right, we are perfect as we are. The place you are at right now is perfect. Your soul has brought you there, and your soul chose the challenges you wanted to meet in this lifetime, and it's fine. The point where you are now is exactly the point where you need to be. And this is the acceptance we are all longing for, and it's the acceptance that is always the big opening for our heart and for the path ahead. Is there something else about the energies? Let's see. Well, it's always surprising how everything, for me it's surprising how everything turns out, because when I already knew that Aries season in this year, because it's 2025 and 2026 are transitional years. They are like a bridge. These years are like a bridge from the old timeline to the new timeline. And our minds are always looking for results, when have I arrived? When is the new version of me perfect? And it never is. It's always a becoming, it's always a transformation. But still, we I don't know about you, but still we can feel that something major is shifting. Yeah. Um, and one very, very big relationship pattern that is shifting is codependency. Codependency is a pattern of in relationships that was kind of necessary in times when we are really dependent on our partner, and of course in a society and a world that was created in a male dominated way, in a patriarchal way. And this is also without judgment. Yes, I mean it's so easy to misunderstand this. Yes, there's no one to blame. This is so important to see and to understand. No one's to blame. Never ever. Not the masculines, not the feminines. It's just how things evolved, and now this is where we are. But we are in a very important phase, because people are awakening to their soul consciousness, to the deeper consciousness, and your soul carries the highest frequency, and everyone has a soul. It's an energy field that's inside of you, and it carries the highest information, because the soul comes from the Tao, and the Tao is the highest energy field, the highest informational field in the universe. So the soul carries pure information, and all spiritual ways. This is why spiritual beings, people on spiritual path, meditate and connect to the highest field inside of them, to the soul. And this is what awakening really means. It means to find your way back to your highest qualities. And this is when you find your way back to this highest qualities, then compassion and love and joy are natural qualities in our lives. They're not something you have to work for. And the key to this is love, self-love in the first place. So this is very clear if we talk about it, and it's very difficult to do. It's very, very difficult to achieve. But in these times that we are in, many people who are not aligned with a soulful life, let's put it like this, with a life that is fulfilling, not only for the conditioning we have through society, but for your soul, for your heart. Many people who are not aligned with this life, they get very uncomfortable now, because the soul is calling. It's calling louder than ever before. And this has to do with a transitional phase that we are in. And many people sense this, but they don't know what's going on. And I'm not going to go deeper on this, because this is a deeper spiritual wisdom. Let's just put it like this. We all kind of know something's going on. The energy of the earth and the universe is rising, and so karmic patterns are coming up. They get visible for you, and they want to be cleared, and they need to be cleared so that you can get into alignment with a soulful life, basically. And so when I saw Aries season coming, and also we have almost all the planets went into Aries, into the zodiac sign of Aries. And I said it's the first sign of the zodiac cycle, and it stands for new beginnings. It stands for fire energy, for passion, and passion stands for the soulful life, basically. And so I really pictured it really different from how it came through. I thought once and again, I thought, oh, this is a starting point. Now everything is like boom, exploding and coming into fruition. But there was a much more subtle thing that happened. Because I could see clearer and clearer my core frequency. So the core frequency is the frequency your soul was like, your soul carried when you were born. And when you know it for yourself, when you're born, then you're with your parents or you're in your family, and you start to adapt yourself to the conditions. And your core frequency gets overlaid by conditioning, basically. And so it can be that after like 20, 30, 40 years, you are living a life that's not aligned with your core frequency. This is very common. It's normal, basically, in our societies. And so you just live your life, you go about your life, and some people don't even realize it, but maybe you're not so happy and aligned as you could be. And so for me, I started very early in my life to be very disciplined and to really start to see, to look in the eyes of others whether I'm okay or not, whether I'm approved or not. This is also very human, very normal. You look into the eyes of others. Do you like me? Am I right? Am I approved by you or whatever? It's just a pattern that happens. But if you go very straight into a direction that's not your core frequency, then you kind of start to lose connection to yourself, to your heart, to who you really are. And this creates a sense of, being fragmented or not being really yourself, and you can't really be relaxed because you're not yourself anymore. And the past years were a very, very huge clearing through many things that happened, and now we really have the chance to go deeper and see what is your core frequency, who are you really. And you can observe this, and this is sometimes not matching the life you live now. And this is not, if you feel this way now, it's not at all the reason why you should get nervous or anything or anxious, because this is normal. It's normal. It's the first step we have now to see, well, I'm here now. This is my life, and it's not satisfying me. Maybe I have to fulfill roles that are not aligned with who I really am. Maybe I'm in a job, I have a lot of responsibilities, and I need to tell people how they should behave all the time, and this is not at all what I want to do. So, and it's fine, for me, this Aries season really stripped away very, very kind of brutal at times and very raw. It's a very raw energy, and it stripped away everything. It's like the curtain went open, and things you maybe didn't want to see before or you couldn't see before are visible now. And I follow some astrologists, so who really, yeah, emphasize this Aries time, um, because it is it's an initiation process. It's Aries time this year was an initiation. Fire energy has something initiation like, yes. And so it's just so interesting for me. It might not be like this for everyone, but it's interesting for me that for me it was very subtle. I had moments where I had crash moments in my very important relationships. I did. So that like codependency could be cut and crashed, because in codependency the energies are entangled. Yes, you have this, the one person, the other person, and the energies are entangled, and it's like it's the soul doesn't like it. The soul doesn't need it as well. The soul wants to be sovereign. The soul is sovereign, and can stand in the sovereignty, the one person, the other person, and they can support each other through their soul power, basically. And in codependency, it's always like, oh, the other one can't, yeah, hold the life or whatever, cannot, yeah, it's too much for them. So I support them, and I'm away from myself. And this goes back and forth, and it's to a point maybe where you can't stand each other anymore, because it's codependency. It's a freedom, yeah. And so it's good that these moments came when, through this intervention at every season, this initiation fire, it was like poof, it burst open, and there was more freedom. Yeah. So don't be afraid if something is loud and something crashes open. Yeah, sometimes it just needs some time to settle back into the new version of, of yourself, or of the version, the new version of the relationship, really. So another thing I observed is that Aries, the fire inside of us, helps us to set very clear boundaries, and then you can relax more. Basically, everyone has a masculine and a feminine side, and we want to balance this. And when you are very shy about setting clear boundaries, then you're very often always nervous inside, because you bury inside of you what needs to be said, and it's kind of boiling inside of you all the time. And so this was also helpful in Aries season this time, that you could sense your boundaries much more clearly, and you could also speak them out. And we have another very important shift and transition the next days. On April 26th, Mercury will move into Gemini. Mercury is the planet of communication, and Gemini is an air sign. It's about really movement and also communication and being active and very flexible. So we will see that from the 26th of April ongoing, many things that you have never spoken out will be spoken about. And this is very important because we all stored so many things inside of us, so many things we didn't speak out, and it's like stirring in our system. And this is a very great opportunity to speak things out that you have buried inside of you. Okay, so this was much longer than I thought I would talk about the energy. So let's see the cards. We have two very different energies here. We have the Sun, which is the most powerful card in the deck, and we have the Two of Swords, which speaks about this being drawn back and forth, not really going, knowing where to go. And these two cards really describe the energy of the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, because I myself was going through phases of feeling a new strength and a new stability, and then again feeling lost because I couldn't see the path. I was like drawn back and forth through like various energies in the field. I was overthinking, it's Two of Swords. The swords in the tarot stand for your, the swords stand for the thoughts and the mind. So this is for me a perfect description for the energy that was coming through. And we have the Five of Swords here. I feel we are in a time where especially the masculine energy is challenged. The masculine energy is the controlling energy, the energy that always seeks forward movement and productiveness. And this energy is not, it cannot sustain itself anymore, because in the energies we are in right now, you need to let go. You need to let go in some sort of way. You cannot like always be on the high level productiveness and so on. Especially not if the origin of this is fear. We are now coming into a phase where you need to surrender to the natural flow of life. Yes, and the natural flow of life is like you come into high energy, you create, and then the energy draws back again. And we are living in a world that has only supported the up energy, the peak of the wave. Yes, there's not only peaks of waves, there's also the withdrawal of energy, and it's natural. Yes, you create, you need a rest. You go up and create, and you have the inspiration, and then you ground it. You ground it, and grounding is the connection to the earth also. And if you ignore these or you diminish these grounding phases, you will not be successful in the new earth, the new world. Because we are in a very, very big shift to a rising of the feminine energy, and we really need to honor the phases where the energy withdraws. And this is also a trust training, really, because when your energy withdraws, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you need to rest at ground. And this is exactly as important part of the process as the up energy, where you create and you're present and so on. and you can observe this inside of yourself. Is there one state that you think is better and more important than the other? And I know for most of us it's this state where we are present, we're creating, we're pushing things, and this is conditioning. Yeah, we are trained this way. We are trained to feel better when we are in a high energy, and we are trained to doubt ourselves and to have low self-esteem when the energy draws back and we need to rest and ground. And this is one of the most destructive patterns we have in this world, because if you praise one side more than the other and both belong to a natural cycle, then you miss half of being human, basically. This is how important this is. I didn't know that this is going to be this deep. I hope you can follow, but if not, watch again. It's very important. It's very important wisdom to understand this. We are all trained to only love ourselves when we are present, we are pretty, we are awake, we are productive, whatever. And this is an overemphasis of masculine energy. And this is very sad, basically, because feminine energy is very, very, very powerful. And if you get stuck in the patterns and you think you always have to be in the masculine energy and productiveness and everything, then you exhaust yourself. And you see this in the world. People are exhausted because they don't know how to be in balance. They don't know how to enter their feminine energy. And this leads to exhaustion. How else could it be? Okay, so this is the card that says we have realizations, new realizations now. Here you see this. It's like a snake, snake in the head, and there's a light beam coming in. Yeah. And what I just talked about is a realization. Yes, it's a realization. But you also might have realizations about yourself and about the part of you that you did not allow to come to the surface. Why? Because you were in a disbalance. And this disbalance is created by conditioning of our society and of our world. And now, I would say the more subtle part of who you are is coming to the surface. And sometimes we're irritated or like surprised about it, and because we don't know this part really well and we don't know what to do with this. But I can tell you, this part you sense in yourself for the last 4, 6 or 8 weeks is very, very important, not only for you and your future, but also for the future of everyone and everything. Because it's a part that you suppressed because of conditioning. I just can't make it simple. And I don't want to, because it's such an important wisdom in these teachings. It's such an important wisdom for us. Okay, so we see the 7 of Cups, and the cups stand for the emotions. And this is what I was just talking about. There's this part of you that is now showing, and you're like, oh my God, who is this? It's the part that is tired of pushing through. It's the part of you that feels your boundaries. It's the part of you that is not dependent on being loved from the outside. Yeah. And this is very natural and it's coming up, and the masculine energy is like, huh? Who is this? I don't know what to do with this part. And if you have not integrated it well, then you get anxious about it. And that's also very human, because it's a part of you you have pushed away for years or forever. And so many people are going through, yeah, a lot of anxiety also now, because they don't know what's happening. And this is what's happening. A new side of you, a new part of you is coming up. And this part of you, if you trust it, will show you a totally new way to be in your life. Much more integrated, much more relaxed. And if you need support with this, I'm very happy to support you in your journey. My email is in the description box, and you're very welcome to write me an email so that I can, so we can get in touch. So here we have this energy of the wheel. Things are turning now. We are at a big turning point, and you also, we have the elements of black and white in this card, and this is the sign of yin yang balance. Yeah, the masculine and the feminine energy are balancing inside of you. And this is a very new experience. It is like walking on a rope and studying yourself, because you get a lot of new insights about yourself very quickly, because the energy is fast. Fire energy is fast and raw, and yeah, we now shift from Aries season into Taurus season, and now everything that is like boom, was exploding and broken open will be settled and grounded through Taurus season, because Taurus is an earth sign. Yeah, and so things will be grounded now. And this is the High Priestess. This is also the picture of my channel, because I love this card so much. She is the representation of the divine feminine, of your higher self, who's leading you into the highest potential in your life. You see here that to her crown chakra, you see it's the inspiration that comes from above, from the higher realms. It comes into her crown chakra, and she has her eyes closed, but when you look closer, she can still see. There, on her closed eyes, you see there's a drawing of the eyes. But this means like this whole process will reconnect you to your intuition, because we are all beings with a very strong intuition. We just forgot about it because we went on with our life, with our conditioning. We didn't, we just followed maybe for a long time, and we did not see beyond the conditioning. And now we're in a time where many people wake up to what they really want here. And this goes, this creates a time where we are, for a long time, we are really like back and forth, from the old to the new, from the old to the new. It's a very wobbly feeling for many of us, because we don't have stability inside of us. this is just a symptom of a very big change. Yes, when you go through a very big change, you don't have a sense of stability. You know, the old and the new is kind of, you're juggling it. But there is victory energy ahead. You will be successful. Just really go on your path. Take time to connect with your intuition and know that there is a higher self you can connect to and get information about your path. And if you don't, you have problems to proceed, or you get onto blocks where you don't seem to be able to go further, then you're very welcome to contact me, and I will support you. I had very high-level spiritual teachers very early in my life. I did Vipassana training, which is silent meditation, for 10 to 15 years, and now I'm trained I trained with a Chinese doctor and healer, Dr. Master Zhigang Sha, and I have a training in soul communication, and I'm a Dao Hands practitioner, which is a spiritual transmission which can clear energy blockages in your field. And I'm also Kuan Yin lineage holder, which is my greatest honor, because Kuan Yin, she's a Buddha of compassion, and I'm very honored to be in her lineage to support everyone who wants and says yes to the support in their transition. So you're very welcome to contact me, and the email is in the description box. So let's close this reading, because it's already more than 40 minutes. So this is the card, the 10 of Pentacles, and it means that we are on our path to more fulfilling relationships, and that it doesn't matter if you are seeking for a partner, or if you're in a relationship, or if you have a soulmate who's not with you now. In this process that you align with your soul, your relationships will change to a higher level. And however this is turning out is very different for everyone, for the individuals. This is a Queen of Swords. This means that many people, especially women, are now kind of insecure because they know a lot of things are going on, and they don't really know what it is. So they kind of put their guards up, and that's fine. It's nothing wrong with it, that when karmic patterns are dissolving, we kind of protect ourselves. Yes, this is a feminine energy that who protects herself. And in the field of this protection, you can go deeper in your emotions and get more insights about yourself. And you can also evolve into a higher, more authentic version of yourself. That's what this stands for. Yes. Okay, one more card. Yeah. This is the Magician, and this is the new beginning. And I know, so 44 on my timer. So I sent this to you, and I hope it brings clarity to your path and to your life. And I will close with a little chant. Heyangunga Shiwangyo, Heyangunga Shiwangyo. And I thank my teacher, because the opening of my spiritual channels also really began with meeting my teacher. And I thank my twin flame, who's also really pushed me on this path. And I thank you for watching. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Gong song, gong song, gong song.